So I have this friend. However, anytime she gets a chance to, she humiliates me. We've been friends for a long time, but let me go back. Let me tell you why I think this first started. I've known my best friend Mary for about 7 or 8 years now. I've had her back through tough times and she's had mine. The rest of this post might make her sound bad, but honestly, she's not a bad person. She's kind and a caring friend. But there's one thing I've noticed she does a lot lately that I simply don't understand. She seems to keep finding ways to make me feel humiliated. Recently, I was at her place and she came out of the bathroom, sighed, and said, quote, "This is awkward, but every time you use my toilet, you pee on the floor. I'm sorry, I did not want to say, but I'm tired of cleaning it up." I was genuinely shocked and embarrassed, but I believed her. It's not a problem I've ever had anywhere else, but maybe I was careless or there's something about her toilet that makes me stand up funny. Next time I used it, I was very careful and made sure I checked the floor after I was done. Perfectly dry. So I washed my hands and left. 10 minutes later, Mary uses the bathroom, comes out and says, quote, "You peed on the floor again." But I didn't. I checked the floor very thoroughly after I used the toilet. It was dry. I told Mary this and she shrugged and said, "Okay, if that's what you want to tell yourself." I recently began trying to learn Spanish. I've been working really hard, doing 3 to 4 hours of personal study every night, and attending private lessons. Every time I mentioned something I learned to Mary, she'd correct me, which was weird because A, her Spanish is the same beginner level as mine, and B, I know just enough to be able to tell she's usually wrong. But I just let it go and figured maybe she was right in a different Spanish dialect. We went to a Spanish language cafe so I could practice, and I wanted to order hot chocolate but wasn't sure what the word for it was. I was about to get out my phone to check, but Mary said, "It's chocolate gaseosa." That did not sound right, but my Spanish is still beginner level and the waiter was coming, so I went with it. The waiter looked completely confused and kind of amused, and we muddled through a conversation where finally he worked out what I actually wanted. Looked up and what Mary had told me, and she told me to say fizzy chocolate for some reason. There's a bunch of other examples I won't get into because this post is long. What I want to ask is how do I bring this up to her? I don't want to fight about it, but the few times I've pointed out she's not being truthful or I don't agree, she's blown me off and been so dismissive. Alright guys, Mr. Reddito here. So, it's not over with OP and Mary. There's a lot of back and forth coming up because this update is wild. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please take a second right now to hit that subscribe button. Here's the update you're waiting on. I talked to Mary a few hours ago. Long story short, I gave her the same examples I gave here, plus a few more, and said that the way she's been acting recently has made me feel humiliated, stupid, and small, and that since she's my friend, I was sure that's not how she would want me to feel. So I was letting her know we could talk and fix it out. At first, she was very dismissive again, and I was making a big deal out of nothing. Ordinarily, I would have dropped it here, but after seeing how many people on here agreed her behavior was unacceptable, I decided to stick to my point. I asked her what she would want me to do if I made her feel bad about herself. Her reaction was interesting. She started getting emotional and said that she's been picking up on me on purpose as a way to, quote, test boundaries in a safe way. Okay, a bit of backstory. Before me, Mary spent her teenage years in a very toxic, frenemy-type friendship, where she was the victim and her friend was the bully. It ducked with her self-esteem a lot, and in the first year of our friendship, I did have to keep reminding her she did not have to meekly agree to everything I said, and that I was not going to hate her if she just disagreed with me. But where to go to eat or what movie to go see, blah blah. Her family are also not very nice people, and she has a bad relationship with her parents. Her mother is very homophobic, and even more transphobic. And Mary identifies as queer. I'm not taking Mary's word for any of this. I knew her old friend and I've met her mom. They're both crappy. According to Mary, I've been the only person in her life who she trusts not to dump her or get aggressive if she, quote, pushes back. So she started trying to test just how much she could push me. She said she wanted to see how much I cared about her, as an affirmation that someone in her life did care for her unconditionally. At first, I was sympathetic because I understand what it's like to feel like nobody has your back and nobody loves you. But after our conversation, I've been thinking about it more, and I've been starting to feel more and more angry. There's a difference between pushing boundaries and being straight up cruel. Pushing boundaries is a toddler refusing to eat their veggies to see if dad will let him get away with it. Not a 27-year-old woman lying to her friend that she peed on the floor to intentionally humiliate her. I don't see why I should have to be treated like crap to make up for Mary's parents and former friend being crap. So that's where I'm at now. I still care about Mary, she's still important to me, but I'm rethinking how much importance I want to put on our friendship and how much time I'll spend with her going forward. Maybe that proves her right that our friendship isn't unconditional, but I don't want to be the doormat she wipes her feet on when they're feeling mucky. Alright, this was a tough story, but let's take a look at some of the comments. This commenter took this part out of the story that said, I don't see why I should have to be treated like crap to make up for Mary's parents and former friends being jerks. The comment says, exactly. And the fact that she denied what she was doing to start with and only confessed when you pushed harder is pretty freaking pathetic. I don't have any sympathy for her. If she knows how much being bullied sucks, she should have more incentive not to put another person through it. Guys, let me know what you think about that comment. Our next story that we're going to look at is titled, Am I the a-hole for not going outside to see my husband's family when they would show up unannounced? Hey, what's up guys? Just a quick interruption. I wanted to announce something that we added to the channel. It's a subscription-based button. You can find it right under the videos next to subscribe. It'll say join. What it is a membership, and you can support the channel with various different options. The higher tier options even allows you to be animated into the end credits of a story. It's crazy the stuff that we're adding, so if you want to support the channel, check it out and by all means, go for it. I hope you guys have a great day and enjoy the stories. I'm a 26-year-old female, my husband's 26, and we've been married for almost 2 years. His family are a very close-knit group, and although they're very kind and giving, it can also be overbearing in my opinion. I grew up very differently. My family isn't near as close or overbearing. Well, his family likes to show up to our house unannounced. This usually happens about once a month, and it's usually on a Sunday. I personally find this very rude, to show up to someone's house whenever you want and not say anything to them. On Sundays, I don't usually get ready or go to the house since the house is a wreck. I don't have a bra, I don't have makeup on, I don't fix my hair. It's my day to relax. So when they just show up, I have to fly my ass to get dressed, put on a bra, run a brush through my hair, etc. It's his dad, mom, and sister. I don't want to look like crap in front of them. I'm also not that comfortable with them. Maybe it's because I just grew up different. Recently, I stopped doing that. I just did not even go outside to say hi anymore because I simply don't want to. I don't want to fly through my butt. I don't want to see them. I don't want to ask them to come over, so I don't want to go out of my way to say hi for 20 seconds. This may make me an a-hole, but I feel like it's not that hard to tell me you're coming over. Just give us a heads up so I can go get ready and put on a bra. The most recent time, they had set up a little gift on our front porch. I had stayed inside because, well, they showed up unannounced and I was taking a nap. My husband went outside to thank them, say hello, etc. Well, his mom asked where I was, and when he told her I was taking a nap, not dressed, she told him to tell me to get dressed and come outside because the gift was for me. So I did. I threw a bra on, got dressed, went outside, thanked them profusely, but I could tell his mom was mad. My husband thinks I'm being rude, but I think it's his family that's being rude. It's rude to show up unannounced to someone's home, whether you have a gift for them or not. All I'm asking for is just some heads up if they're coming. I'm not ungrateful for the random gift. I think they're nice and his family's very sweet. However, I did not ask for any of that. I like my space. My husband says he doesn't know how to tell them that without sounding ungrateful. But I feel like they're crossing a boundary here. So guys, let me know in the comment section down below, am I the a-hole? So it seems like almost everyone in the comment section is screaming, beep, 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 not the a-hole. Let me know your thoughts on it. I would love to hear your opinion. The number one comment says, not the a-hole, then quotes this. She told him to tell me to get dressed and come outside. If she can't find the audacity to say that rubbish, then she can pick up a bloody mobile phone and let you know she's coming over. Guys, I deeply agree with that. It's incredibly rude to just show up, but let me know your thoughts on it. The next story we're going to look at is titled, My Brother's Wife Exposed a Secret I Told Him in Private in Front of My Whole Family. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please take a second right now to press that subscribe button. Should be right about here. Please do that as it helps support me a lot, and let's get into the next story. My relationship with my brother has been deteriorating ever since he got married. He had a wedding and his wife's home stayed but did not invite his family members. Their wedding was all over social media. They rented out an entire hotel for 3 days. He paid for everything using money from the family business. This happened 6 years ago, and everyone in my family's still upset about it. When we told him we were upset that he just told us he wasn't having a wedding, he acted like we were being busybodies and needed to mind our own business. We had a family meeting about it, and he said he wants to keep his two families separate. Whenever we're around him, he doesn't mention his wife or marriage, and we don't ask him about her. My family lives in the same city as him and his wife, but we see him every day and his wife about 4 times a year. The problem started a few months ago, when I wanted to travel and lie to my parents about it because in our Asian culture, women are not allowed to travel without a male companion. I confided in my brother about my plan to lie to my parents, and he agreed to help me do it. A few days before I was supposed to leave for my trip, my brother and his wife came over for dinner. As my entire family's sitting around the dinner table, I made a joke about being broke. And my sister-in-law says, "How can you be broke if you're going on a vacation?" My entire family looks at me confused and asks what sister-in-law's talking about. I basically acted like I had no idea what she was saying and that she must be confused. I had to cancel my trip because my parents would kill me if they found out I lied. When I saw my brother a few days later, I told him he was dead to me. He ruined the only chance I had of going on vacation. This all happened a year ago, and I've seen my sister-in-law 2 times. Both times I said hello and just went to my room. Since then, I only share polite greetings with my brother, and I don't really talk to him. Not being invited to the wedding hurt me, but her exposing my secret was the breaking point. This was not the first time she's done something like this. I have mental health issues, and I used to talk to my brother about them, but everything I say, sister-in-law, she would talk to me about my mental health, lecturing me about all my life problems, and he told her all about it. She does this to my other family members too. We tell her something in private, and the next thing you see her, she'll mention that she knows. No one in my family tells my brother anything anymore because we don't want sister-in-law knowing about it. And we've been distancing ourselves from him. Now my brother's upset with us and is complaining that we don't support him. But how can we support him if he doesn't respect our privacy? Honestly, it seems like the brother's pretty toxic and vile person to be just discussing these secrets with other people. It doesn't make him seem very trustworthy. I would love to hear your opinions on this, guys, so let me know in the comments down below. Would you ever trust OP's brother with the knowledge that you know about him? Would you give him a chance down the line? Let me know your thoughts. That's all the stories I have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you tomorrow. The latest Mr. Reddito producer, Christine Billings. Thank you so much for the support.